Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Mystic Moons. I hope everyone's well. Today, we're going to take an adventure to any place, any place. We're going to put on our psychic helmets and just take off. And we can go many planets, many places. So, well, I'm glad if you can join me on this adventure because you never know exactly where we're going to go. And if you're a subscriber, thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, well, please do. It helps grow the channel. I give private readings as well. And you can email me at Mystic Galaxy Moons, Mystic Galaxy Moons at gmail.com. And you can say your request and fill out the details that way. And just remember, I have quite a lot of on the site, Mystic Moons. I have quite a lot of free, already available readings that cover every single phenomena of human nature. So feel free to feel free when you can't donate, just to go there and get uplifted, because that's what we do. We have to bring up our spirits because life is insane, right? Hi, Hancho. How are you? Am I saying it? Yeah, I guess so. Well, anyway, also too, if you'd like to donate just for the pure bliss of it all, to help with candles, my last candle. That's good. My last candle, everyone. I'm going to wait on that one. Anyway, so everybody survived so far, day 2 after solar eclipse. I saw something strange that I don't know if I'm going to share it yet, but about the eclipse. But I might, but not yet. It's really strange. I don't quite fathom it myself. Anyway, that's another thing. So today we can talk about love, jobs. It's always great to be making money. And everything is just getting more and more expensive. So getting a good job and getting your career together is up there with love. Love with another person. Or, you could be loving pets. You could be loving an object. Well, you know what I mean. You can be loving your house. You could be loving the car. But that's different too. That's possession. But when you love another person, that is cooperation, right? Cooperation. So, and also too, your career. Your career is working with others, part of a team. Even if you have your own business, it's still, you have to integrate yourself into the others. And sometimes you just need a little wake up call or something, a little turn left type of thing. You never know. It's hard to really figure out sometimes, especially when you're around various energies. Not everybody possesses the same energy, right? Some people are so high you think they're stoned. Or just are you for real? And my gato agrees with me. She says, yes. Energy level is fluctuating. Anyway, back to so everybody survived the solar eclipse. And it was I guess a financial success to those who partook of stuff to entertain people gaping at this big black ball of something moving some places. And well, we're going to do different reads on that whole thing. We're going to, but we're going to take our time with it. First of all, we're going to get into, now we're still in the earth matters. We're still in earth matters because earth matters are, but we got our feet on the earth and that's where we're at, right? Feet on the earth. So I was thinking that now we know earthquakes happen every day. Every effing day, there is an earthquake somewhere. And the cause of an earthquake can be, the earth is shifting. You don't have planets aligning and sucking each other like think of it when you have a clogged sink and you put a plunger in there. Two objects, right? It like goes up, up, up because the air is being sucked out. Oof. It's the same thing with a eclipse. Planetary alignment. Each planet has a gravitational pull. That's what. And you know why they call them planets? Do you know why they call them planets? It's because they have a predictable orbit around and round and round. There are heavenly bodies. There are bodies in the heavens. Maybe that sounds better. That are just as big as Venus, Mars, etc. But they don't travel in a predicted orbit. So therefore, the masses, the public, us civilians, aren't really told that they're planet. We're not made aware of them. But there's lots of stuff out there. It's not like 7 or 9 little planets and a whole bunch of like space rocks hurling through darkness. No, it's totally different. In fact, space is so incredible. It's amazing that people don't even talk about it all the time. There's so many things going on. But yet, what do we talk about? Bullshit. Bullshit. BS this and BS that. And that's where we have a problem. Is we have to orientate ourselves to a higher frequency level, which is hence why I do readings. To get people up, 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 up. Or just like, go in this direction. Of course, like anything, you can get obsessed with it. Anyway, let's, okay, now I'm saying, let's see. Earthbound. Must be the name of a book or a movie. All right, now yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I did a reading about earthquakes in New York City. And that's interesting. When you have a time, check it out. I think it's only like 30 minutes. It's in the site. You can see it. And then I thought, California's been rumbling. And you could say, yes, it always rumbles. But however, not since we had the solar eclipse and the planetary alignment more than the solar eclipse. Something's going on. Something's going to pop somewhere. You can't have all these things happening without having a USA earthquake. Turkey, Afghanistan, let's see where else. Japan. They're not the only, Indonesia. They're not the only places that have earthquakes. So anyway, let's go. Let's take 3 cards and see, is LA, it could be any, close to LA, Palo Alto, any place like that, around the San Andreas fault line. Are they going to have a major earthquake soon? and not 50 years. Let's see now. Major earthquake. Let me do this first. Major earthquake in Palo Alto. LA. All right, here now we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups meaning it's the stage is set. People are anticipating something happening in California. In a California city. It's anticipated. It's not a matter of if, it's just when, which is why what we're going on. And here we have this Seven of Cups. Wait and see. Wait and see. Disinterest, it always happens. Boredom with it. Yes, we get earthquakes, but it never happens so far. Of course, it has happened. And then we have the Fool. Now, this makes absolutely no sense to me yet. So, we're going to have to pile into this a bit. Let's see now. It could just be happening. Or, not like the one I did in New York City. New York City was like spot on. All right, now, let me see. This is celebration. It sounds ghoulish, but let's see. 2 cards for the celebration. Random cards. And random cards. And we'll take 2 cards for the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups. Is LA or San or Palo Alto going to have an earthquake soon? Alright. Well. Positive. Interesting. I would take the Hermit in this light as being location the one earthquake solitary happening in California, and it could be in LA. And I have the Ten of Cups. It's like ecstasy, positive. And we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the Hierophant. All right. Now, whenever I see this kind of combination, the Hierophant can either be, of course, Mother Earth, but more, how do you say, human activity, human institute. This is more institutional. And then we have here the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords is a message. Whenever I see a combination such as this, I think of like human cause earthquake. Human cause earthquake. Because we have an institution which is human orientated or motivated or manipulated. Maybe that's the word. And then we have the message. And maybe that's already been issued. And then we have the wait and see and just to see what happens. It's like watching fireworks. All right. But we're going to have to keep on going on this dive here because it's still very interpretive. And sometimes these things, when you're talking about a very heavy topic, very detailed topic, you have to really, really, really think about it. I mean, it's hard sometimes, and talking of destruction, talking of earthquakes, earth matters. Earth matters are different than human matters. Very, very different. Now we'll take 2 cards and examine. Take this top one, and I'll take this one. All right. So we have another message. The Knight of Cups. And we have the struggle. So obviously that would mean that this it's funny. We have the 10 of Wands and we have the 10 of Cups. And we have 2 knights, Knights of Cups and Knight of Swords. And we have the Hierophant and we have the Hermit on the inside level of the top tier. And this, we're talking about an earthquake in LA or Palo Alto, that area. Palo Alto. Well, obviously, it would be a struggle. And, well, we have the struggle and we have the message. Pain and suffering in a total way. Engulfing. A slow burn. We can also see that the water canceling the fire. And that could be slower burn or also destruction. It's like it's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen. And then the Fool is interpreted to oh, don't worry about it, or just go with the flow. It is almost blasé. I mean, how? Of course, you know, if you live in California, the active volcano plates are always moving, but we never had something that was like 7 or 8 or 9 yet. And the big one. Everybody talks about the big one, not the small ones. The small ones are happening every day, 2, 3, sometimes 4, and you can be conditioned to just go, oh, something just rumbled again. However, know that it's something. It's like put up a cup of tea with this in a teapot, a whistler. You know that eventually you hear the rumbles when you first turn on, and you know eventually it's going to blow. So, and since they're actually not doing anything about the blowing, except talk. All right, let's try another deck and see if we can get more clarity. Let's try this deck. And shuffle. Now, is there going to be an earthquake soon? When I say soon, I mean 1 or 2 weeks. I mean that kind of soon. I don't mean 10 years from now. No. They've been saying earthquake, a big one is going to hit, California too long. I'm sure they have newspapers in the 40s and the 50s saying the big one is coming. The biggest earthquake in the United States happened, incidentally, in South Carolina in Charleston. That was the most destructive and biggest one ever. And that is also kind of not spoken of. And the thing you have to watch out, of course, is like Japan, the earthquake, a lot of the nuke plants are built in the earthquake zone on exactly the fault line. No, that's brains, right? That's real brains. Or it's or that's bad thinking, bad planning. An idiot or somebody who has plans. Statistic. I'll get even with you type of thing. And that's so lame. Anyway, so we see now, let's pick a random card for each one of these and put it on top. Now, the anticipation of the big one in California, right on the fault line. Let's see. I'm not getting this one. And for this one, that one, and over here, blah, blah. Now, let's see. Where do we go with this? Anticipation, we have the Eight of Swords. Danger zone. Danger, danger, danger zone. Danger. Danger. Cautious. Cautious. We have danger. We have not the place to be. The celebration is not, party time type of celebrations. And here we have the Ten of Wands. All right. And over here, we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is the anticipate. Everything's all. It's the calculating. It's how do I say it? Again, it's anticipation and making sure the details are all together. Putting all the ducks on the line. Putting all the ducks on the line. Now, if you want free readings, go to the site. There are almost 1,000 already prepared readings that you can find answers to just about everything, and that's for free. Now, I'm going to get back to this reading here. Now, an earthquake in how the probability in the next 2 weeks, an earthquake in California. Well, something's being prepared. And my whole thing, investigation, my psychic investigation, is the fact that my psychic investigation is the fact that perhaps, I get the creepiest feeling that these earth changes, I'll just put it that way, earthquakes, are not exactly natural. I don't exactly think they're natural. I don't think the God of the earth is just going, wow. No. Something is almost Star Wars about this. Think of Star Trek, all the old movies that you've seen, sci-fi movies. There's something like that. Hello, John. Yes, so it seems to me that we can surmise that an earthquake is being anticipated, right? And it would be traumatic. Obviously, that you need like brains to figure that one out. And we have the Ten of Wands, which means it's a heavy burden, and it is anticipated because we have the Hierophant and we have the Knight of Swords. Now, what I'm trying to say is, you can't be sure that this event is totally without human interference. That's what I'm saying. And like a schedule, because, whatever forbid that we should have like a moment to be cool. All right, so let's go a little further. All right, now tell us more about this calamity. More about this calamity. I'm going to do two. Let me put this one here. And this one, this one here. All right, move this over. And let's see about this one over here. All right. Now these are all elements of a huge natural, or unnatural disaster, aka culminating in earthquake in California. California, earthquake state of the USA. Of course, not really, but it's the popular belief. I mean, there's other places that are pretty hot too, but it seems as though people only concentrate on California. All right, now, the Four of Swords. We have under the Eight of Swords. And we have the World. Well, and we have the Fool again. The Temperance. And we have the Nine of Swords. And we have the Six of Wands. Let me read this now. Let's see. Well, the last time we got on the first deck, we got a message coming that was going to be very burdensome, and people were going to be unprepared, or it was going to be shrugged off while it's in preparation. And then from the next deck, we get tying up loose ends, and the message that it's going to be some pain. Pain is coming. Pain. We have the Nine of Swords. So, I mean, there's some grief. There's some grief coming. Grief. And here we have some state-sponsored something or other. And watch and see, and it's going to also be burdensome. And we have here that we have the Fool and we have Temperance. It's been planning for a while. So the planning, I'm downplaying the whole action. So the whole thing has been downplayed to have business as usual, I suppose. Business as usual, meaning nothing to see here, nothing to see there. And now this one, anticipation of the event, the Ten of Cups, the event, and we have the Hermit. And would say that this in California, I don't see like just one destination getting it. However, I do see like these earth events are not natural. They're not natural. They are not natural. Not. They are not natural. And does. Alright. I mean, it's always the story it tells. Message is going to bring burning. It's directed by someone. They've already been informed. It's in progress. Let's say it's in progress. And in the next 2 weeks, let's see, 2 weeks. In the next 2 weeks. Hmm. Hmm. Well, we're still like looking at the timing. This is for timing. See, spring was March 19th, and April 11th, April, May. It could happen around May Day. Something May. Something around May. May 2nd? May. Something. Something around May. Something around May. May 2nd. May 2nd. May 2nd. May 2nd. May 2nd. Wait a second. This is. You know, you're not going to have anyone tell you. You're not going to have any official tell you that the reading, the Richter scale is like, you know, moving faster and faster and faster and faster. Or they don't want panic. They don't want panic. I mean, nobody likes panic. However, they have very advanced equipment, and and their patterns. I mean, they're saying they have algorithms for our behavior. Well, I mean, there's algorithms for everything, and it's the whole thing about frequency. You can tell how deep the rumble is, how this and that, how fast it is by their frequency, the frequency of it all. And this is what's important. Now, it's amazing how this side here, the nine of cups, anticipation, with the 10 of cups and the hermit, and then the sun. That's all a positive inclination. And then we have the world. We have the Four of Swords. No. If we have the world and the Four of Swords together, the Four of Swords together, that would not be a successful world. That would not be an encompassing world. That would be a confinement. Confinement. That would be a confinement. A confinement. All right. Confining. This one we don't use. And these two. Those are past, present, and future. I'm not using. We know that it's happening soon. I mean, you can't have, and you have to think too. Now you do know that holograms, it's very advanced these days. In fact, it's almost indistinguishable. It's like when AI, artificial intelligence, makes a deep fake, flake of someone, except for certain, neck jaw things. It's almost indistinguishable. Sometimes they try too hard. When you're lying and a person's lying and they're like, oh, they talk faster or they do this and that. It's like that kind of thing. So that's what you have to notice. You have to be detailed about it. All right. Now, let's see. Let's give one more piece. All right. Earthquake. Earthquake news. Earthquake news. Earthquake news. Of course, many people are like the end times, days of rapture, etc. I'm simply going on my 6,000-year-old, that's the elite plus cellular memories. Because that's how long they say, which is up to debatable, humans being on this 4.5 billion year old blue planet. Blue planet. All right, let's go. Now, let's see. I'm going to put this back in here. And put this over here. All right, now let's get. It's upside down. We don't want to deal with. Oh, not all of it is upside down. Alright, so we have to. I thought it was consistent. No. Alright. Alright, we have here the Nine of Vessels, the Nine of Cups. Here, Seven of Swords. I think I think that we can surmise that an earthquake to happen in LA too would be an act of not entirely an act of nature. It gets a little help. An earthquake gets a little help because we have Masonic floors. We have a sword on a butterfly, the monarch butterfly, and we have 6 upright swords and 1 in another direction, which indicates conflict, to say the least. Conflict of varying opinions. So, in other words, the groups that are involved in asymmetric attacks are not on one consent, or they are not in consensus agreement. Here we have we have 9 of vessels. 9 of vessels, which is the same thing up here. The 9 of cups. Anticipation. It's no surprise. And then we have over here, which we have a pause. We have a lack of leadership. We have the crown of vessels upside down, inverted. We have the leadership changes. Fractions are like leadership changes in terms of who is instigating this experience. But I could say it seems like the timing could be, the first week of May. We could see. And if I feel anything different, I will certainly share. But I see. Okay, so I say LA, Palo Alto is geared for something in the first week of May. Something that is exactly, 3 weeks away? Something like that. Okay? 3.5 weeks away. Or so. Alright, that was fatiguing. That was fatiguing. Hi, Joelle. How are you? How are you this evening? Let's see. Yes, it's something coming. It's just a matter of like getting location, and time. I'm only doing paid readings. If you want your questions asked, you can go to the site, and there's about 800 and some reads. You can find most anything that an answer to your question, quite handy. Welcome. Oh, I'm exhausted. What? Hmm. We know that something is going to be happening to something is going to be happening to the earth. You know there's going to be an earthquake. And you know it's going to happen. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the whole thing is, it's just to be prepared. Be prepared. What are you going to give me for free? I don't do free. I'm a professional. I give free readings when I do things that I put out. But I mean, what's the equal exchange? What is the exchange here? As I said, there's 850, I think, free videos, readings about different things, different astro signs, different relationship problems that you could feel free to go through and listen and participate in it. With any questions you have on those, then eventually we'll get to it. So those are the free things. The free things are already done. 800 and almost 850 free energy readings, which would pretty much answer. I mean, 850, you'd find just about every answer to all your questions.